Welcome back. Hey, what's up? More of this trial. Psychologist wipes the floor with Amber Heard's lawyer. And because I am a genius and forgot to turn my microphone on, I have seen a few minutes of this and I deem it rewatchable for me. First time watchable for you. Let's go. She does actually wipe the floor. That's true. I can testify that that's true. Objection.
Dr. Curry, you're not board certified, correct?
No, I'm not.
Not in clinical psychology or in forensic psychology, correct?
No, I'm a licensed clinical psychologist.
But you're not board certified.
No,
Okay. And you also have only been practicing approximately 8 years, is that correct?
that's not correct.
How many years?
I've been licensed for 10 years,
Okay.
and I've been practicing for about 15 years.
Okay. Now, you went to Mr. Depp's home for dinner and drinks before you were hired as an expert in this case, correct?
That's not quite right. I was interviewed at Mr. Depp's home by his legal team. Dinner was served.
You, in attendance with Mr. Depp was Adam Waldman, correct?
Yes,
Ben Chu, correct?
yes,
Camille Vasquez,
yes,
okay. And the dinner lasted approximately 3 to 4 hours, correct?
yes,
And it included
The interview.
drinks, correct?
yes. Dinner and I believe drinks were served.
Okay. And this was before you were hired as an expert, correct?
Yes, this was an interview so that they could make an informed decision as to whether or not to retain me.
And don't you think that's a little odd that you're getting interviewed by Mr. Depp to decide whether you're going to testify adversely against Amber Heard?
I was interviewed by the legal team.
And Mr. Depp was present. It was his home, correct?
Yes,
And he was serving dinner and drinks.
he was
Correct.
not serving dinner and drinks.
Well, it was at his house at his behest, correct?
Yes, it was at his house.
Yeah, obviously he's not cooking and serving all the food. I just gotta say, since this is the second time around these first couple of minutes, I like her even more. Like, calm and just dismantling the questions. I'll back up so you don't miss anything.
Serving dinner and
Correct?
yes,
And he was serving dinner and drinks.
he was
Correct.
not serving dinner and drinks.
Well, it was at his house at his behest, correct?
Yes, it was at his house.
Okay. And you were contacted by Camille Vasquez, somebody you knew in the community, in February of 2020. Is that correct?
I knew of Ms. Vasquez professionally. We live in the same city, and I work with many attorneys.
And at that time, you not only knew Johnny Depp, you'd seen a number of his TV and movie roles, and you believed he was a good actor, correct?
Not correct. I did not know Johnny Depp. I
Well,
had
you knew
seen
of
several of
him.
his movies.
You knew who he was,
Yes,
right? And you believed he was a good actor,
yes,
correct? Okay. And then you provided an expert designation in this case before ever seeing Amber or having an opportunity to review any documents or records. Isn't that correct?
I did not provide an expert designation. That's an attorney thing. My opinions are contained in my report.
It says you have 3 opinions. The first of those is that Amber Heard, quote, exhibits patterns of behavior that are consistent with co-occurring cluster B personality disorder traits, especially borderline personality disorder. Did I get that right?
I'm reading that here. That is not my opinion.
Okay.
Well,
but
it's a current
treat-
opinion, but this was not an opinion of mine then. I didn't have any opinions at that time.
It says Dr. Curry will testify, correct?
That's what it says, yes.
Okay. And this is a signed pleading, correct? On behalf of Mr. Depp.
I'm not sure I understand what that means.
You
What?
don't understand what a signed pleading is?
No.
Okay. Do you understand that Mr. Depp's counsel prepared this and served it on Ms. Heard's counsel?
I'm not an attorney. I don't understand necessarily all of these procedures.
Okay. Are you aware that Mr. Depp is on an audio recording years earlier taunting Amber Heard that she has a borderline personality disorder?
I was made aware of that in this case, yes.
So you did is that
Actually,
one of the audio
not
tapes you
necessarily
listened to?
taunting, but I do recall hearing that Mr. Depp had used that phrase.
So it's a coincidence that you now think she has.
Oh, back up. Yeah. Taunting, like, you could take any phrase and call it a taunting phrase. Like, I'm taunting you. You're not here on the video. You're just behind the camera. But that's Is it actually taunting? Is it sarcasm? That's an opinion thing, and I don't know why I'm talking so much. I guess because I've seen this part, but it's now it's working in my brain. Okay, let's back up so you don't miss anything.
Used that phrase. But I do recall hearing that Mr. Depp had used that phrase.
So it's a coincidence that you now think she has those attributes after the attorneys listed it in February 2021 before you'd looked at anything, and Mr. Depp had made that accusation to Ms. Heard years earlier.
My opinions aren't based on coincidence.
It's objection. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Dr. Yes. Compound, I'll sustain the objection.
All right. It's a coincidence then that you came up with symptoms of borderline personality disorder years later after Mr. Depp has been taunting Ms. Heard.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this the last time because I apparently I watched a lot of this before I realized that my microphone was not recording. But can you be asked to have someone declare that something's a coincidence or happenstance? Is it happenstance that you're watching this video? How do I know if that's happenstance or coincidence or luck? How would I know that? That's weird. It's a weird question. Let's back up.
Heard years later after Mr. Depp has been taunting Ms. Heard.
Back up further.
That you came up with symptoms of borderline personality disorder years later after Mr. Depp has been taunting Ms. Heard in an audio tape.
I can't speak to whether or not there's a coincidence. What I can tell you is my opinions are based on the results of my evaluation.
And it's a coincidence that Mr. Depp's counsel attributed that to you, said that to you in February 2021 before you'd looked at anything, correct?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Now, would you agree that a disproportionate number of women are tagged with a diagnosis of borderline personality disorder?
No, that's not quite right.
75%?
The way you phrased it is not quite right.
Tell me what's right.
Okay, so there are more women who have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder than men. It's more prevalent in women.
Now, you've never been asked.
So prevalent, but not disproportionate? Actually, you know what? I assume that disproportionate has a malintent behind it, but is my robot working? Let's find out. Alexa, define disproportionate.
The adjective disproportionate is usually defined as not proportionate, out of proportion, as in size or number. By the way, you have a new notification. You want to...
Alexa, stop. I guess maybe it doesn't hold the negative connotation I thought. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter the actual definition. It matters connotation. If the actual jury or the judge perceives a negative connotation, then that's what you have to act on, not the actual Webster's dictionary definition.
Asked to testify.
In men, it's more prevalent in women.
Now, you've never been asked to testify or serve as an expert with respect to whether someone has a bipolar disorder. Is that correct?
A bipolar disorder?
Yes.
That's not correct.
Okay.
Like to shout out all the crickets. Appreciate you guys being here today.
I'm sorry, page 207.
207, line 5. Could you
No.
read? Okay, thank you. Now, when this designation was served in February of 2021, you had not rendered an opinion that, quote, Ms. Heard exhibits patterns of behavior that are consistent with co-occurring cluster B personality disorder traits, especially borderline personality disorder, correct?
I'm sorry, I missed the first part. What was that?
When this designation was served that you have in front of you as Plaintiff's Exhibit 884,
Oh, okay.
you had not rendered an opinion that, quote, Ms. Heard exhibits patterns of behavior that are consistent with co-occurring cluster B personality disorder traits, especially borderline personality disorder, correct?
No, I had not rendered any opinions. My opinions weren't finalized until after my evaluation.
Right. So when this came out, you had not rendered that opinion.
I had not rendered that opinion.
Okay. The second opinion that's listed in the February 2021 is that Ms. Heard repeatedly and characterologically perpetuated severe physical and psychological intimate partner violence, IPV, toward Mr. Depp over the course of their relationship. End of quote. Did I read that correctly?
It says perpetrated, but other than that, yes.
Okay. You have never been asked to testify as to whether anyone has behaviorally or characterologically conducted conduct that suggests they may be an IPV perpetrator, correct? I have to ask that again because I stumbled.
Yeah. Are these like designed to make you fail the test? I guess they probably are. Who does that serve though? Doesn't someone have to know that someone failed in order for you to trick them effectively?
I can't do characterological.
Back up.
I have to ask that again because I stumbled. I can't do characterologically. That one's just a tough one for me. Okay. And your third opinion, if we can go to page 14, was that Ms. Heard exhibits patterns of behavior that suggest her allegations of abuse against Mr. Depp are false. End of quote. Do you see that?
I see that. You said it's my third opinion. That is not my opinion.
All right. But in this pleading, it says that you will testify to that, correct?
Yes, that's what this says.
Okay. And that was not your opinion in February 2021, was it?
No, as I said, I had not formed any opinions at that time. I had just been retained.
You have never arrived at the opinion that Ms. Heard exhibits patterns of behavior that suggest her allegations of abuse against Mr. Depp are false, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And in fact, you've said that has never been my opinion, correct?
What I'm saying is that the opinions in here, these are not my opinions. My opinions are provided in my report.
Ooh, it's a little tricky. It's a little tricky because she did say that was never your opinion. I guess now you have to define opinion. Is the opinion my actual personal opinion, or is it the opinion that was submitted in the report, or the opinion that's in the pleading? I will say it makes for some pretty good content, though. I say that, you know. We will see if you say that. I'm probably gonna watch all 4 of these. Feel free, you know, to join in or whatever. I don't know how you're gonna find it. I guess you can go to my homepage and click videos and see if it's there. You're not gonna do that. No one does that. I don't do that. So maybe I'll see you there, maybe I won't. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna watch it though. That part's a fact. As an expert witness, that's a fact.